Welcome to the 1000 Comics Podcast. It's your host, Matt Heath. How you doing? How you doing out there, folks? You doing good? I'm good. I think I'm good at least. My guest on the show today, Denver Sproul. This is a special episode because this is an episode I had to re-record. There's a lost episode out there with Denver Sproul. Um, Lost in a hard drive crash, never to be found again. But this is the re-recording of Denver Sproul, and I think we take it to another level in this one. The first recording was good, but this one was different. I think you might like this episode better, especially if you're a fan of Denver's comedy. He's good. Um, Before we get into that, though, and I did comment a little bit on it during the interview. Was the and I think a previous episode as well. I talk about but I haven't really talked in the monologue yet about the death of Kobe Bryant, and I think I was a little too joking in this episode about his death. And I think the only reason I'm like that, and I wasn't one of these people. There's a lot of comics out there that went out there and kind of made a big joke about him dying in a horrible tragedy, and it's like it's not cool to make a big joke about it. It's honestly something that's probably affecting a lot of people in this country. Him losing his life, and I think the only reason that I would, if I ever do seem like I'm being sarcastic in a way where I'm talking about Kobe Bryant, is because I lost my mother in a car accident. And when you lose somebody so quickly and out of nowhere, people have different ways of coping with that. And I think, honestly, there's people that are deeply upset about it and angry about it. And then there's people that make jokes. And, like, the jokes are actually disguising something that's deeper and harder to deal with, which is, the fact that we all could go at any time. You're here today, and all of a sudden, poof, you're gone tomorrow. And that's what it was like when my mom died. And, you know, um, the fact that Kobe Bryant was with his daughter and a few other people, and young people that had their whole lives ahead of him. Even Kobe was young; he was only 41. I believe that's at what age he was, but it's he had his whole like post career ahead of him. Him training his daughter, like I'm not even a big basketball fan, but like it's something that it's a lot to process because you start thinking about God's plan and all that. You know, you I think I don't know. Just I feel like I needed to talk about this, especially because I lost my mother in a tragedy that's so similar that you start to think about these people that die young, and they're like, what if they were still around today, and like how different would things be if they were still here today? Because whether it's a celebrity or someone that was like very close to you, if they die tragically and they die suddenly, you realize that like the the timeline's been altered, but it hasn't really, because that's God's plan, and you can't go against God's plan. But anyways, I wanted to dedicate this episode to Kobe Bryant and dedicate it. A lot of things in basketball right now being dedicated to him. Even thinking about changing the NBA logo to him. Doing the fadeaway, which I have no problem with. Other people do, I guess. Um, um, uh, you know, I I'll leave it at that. I want to dedicate the episode to him. especially because it made me feel like I was a little insensitive at the end of the interview when me and Denver were talking about it. But you'll see. You'll see, and you'll enjoy that. Buy my album at Tumbleweeds, Class Clown Revisited, Tumbleweeds in Niantic, Connecticut, for all your record store needs. It's a great record store in downtown Niantic, and my album is there if you want to buy it. Class Clown Revisited. Amazon. Go to Amazon.com, buy my books, type Matt Heath into the search bar, Scared Out of the Dickens, Renaissance Men, and pawnbrokers are going to pop right up. But please enjoy my interview with Denver Sproul. Welcome to the 1000 Comics Podcast. I'm sitting here with Denver Sproul.
How you doing, Matt?
How you doing? You just told me you used to hold the mic like a rapper when you first started.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You covered the mic with your hand?
Covered the mic with my hand, held it straight up.
Yeah. Is it like what? You put it in front of your mouth?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I was blocking my face.
So, that's like a big mistake in comedy. You can't
mistake.
do that. Just because it's like people are like, well, I can't fucking hear you.
Yeah, you can't hear you, can't see your facial expressions.
I don't even know if rappers should really do that. Like,
I don't care what a rapper's face looks like.
Unless you're like fucking mumble rapping, I guess.
No, you just got to see what the entourage face looks like, not the rapper's face.
Yeah. Anyways, I actually prepared something this time around for the podcast. Something I haven't done in a little while, where me and the guest read a skit. Usually I try to do it in the middle if I do have one prepared, but I prepared one this time, and I was like, fuck it, let's just do it right off the bat. You want to do it?
Sure, you have the worst handwriting. I was going to mention that.
You think you can read my handwriting?
Yeah, I can read it. Mine's just as bad.
That's why I have it typed up. I type it up afterwards. So if you'd rather read the typed up version, we could do that.
No, I can read this.
All right. So this skit is entitled "The Best Black Superhero."
Okay.
So a fat white man sits behind the counter at a comic book store. A black man named Charlie approaches the counter with a stack of comic books. The fat white man starts ringing them up. So obviously you're Charlie and I'm the fat white man.
Yeah, I got it.
Black Panther, huh?
Yeah, man. Wakanda forever. Well, you got a problem with the Black Panther?
I don't know. I just can't buy into the whole fictional nation thing. The Marvel characters are set in the real world, you know? They live in New York rather than a metropolis or a Gotham. Now you have this whole fictional nation. I don't get it.
You fat fucking cracker. Wakanda is part of a larger movement. Haven't you ever heard of Huey Long, you fat fuck?
I knew you were going to do the character like that, so that's exactly why I wrote
it from my voice.
Yes, I knew what voice you were going for. Perhaps you're right. It's just not my cup of tea.
I want you to tell me something before I start buying my books on Amazon. Who do you think it is? Who do you think is the best black superhero?
Steel.
Yo, you fucking piece of shit. Steel is the worst. Sorry, I got mad at that.
Which you're gonna get mad in the comic.
Man, I thought you was gonna say Blade or some shit. Steel.
I don't think vampires count as superheroes.
True that. I should have known you was a corny motherfucker, though. You think Shaq is the best superhero?
I'm talking the books, man. After Superman died, someone needed to take his place. I liked how Steel had a Batman-like quality to him. I have some back issues.
Black issues?
I have some black back issues I can hook you up with the next time you come in.
You know something, Mr. Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters? You might be right, but more importantly, I'm going to think of the best black superhero ever, and I'm going to be
revered
and loved by all the world.
Run home, Charlie! Run home as fast as you can! And don't waste time masturbating into that old tube sock. And one day, you will think of the greatest black superhero. Excelsior!
Excelsior.
What'd you think?
I thought it was splendid. The best black superhero is Spawn, though.
Spawn. I don't know if he counts as a superhero either. That's definitely. I don't know if I would put the religious supernatural as super.
I don't know. Most black superheroes are anti-heroes, so you just got to take them where you can get them.
Yeah. So basically, your character in the skit I just wrote, you're like, I gotta take this ball and run with it. I don't know. The real reason I wrote that skit is because I do want to mention on the podcast that you're one of the lost episodes of my show.
Yeah, am I the first one to come back for round 2?
Yeah, so this is the first time I've ever did a redo of a podcast. And we spent most of the time talking about comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, like, do you even remember any of the conversation? Because I just know we talked a lot about comic books.
I know we're talking about, like, the Joker. I remember when it's, like, went to a long Joker rant.
Yeah.
I don't know, we were drinking a lot.
You definitely had some opinions on the Joker, though, that were...
Have you seen the new Harley Quinn movie?
I haven't seen the new Harley Quinn movie.
Never mind, I have opinions on that as well.
But that's like kind of like a same universe as like the Jared Leto Joker, right?
Yeah, same Harley Quinn. But
didn't even like Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, that movie was that was awful. It was horrible. It was a horrible movie.
Honestly, after I wrote that skit, I started watching the animated Batman Year One.
And they animated that?
Yeah, it was like an animated version of Batman Year One, like the comic book. And Bryan Cranston plays Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, I gotta watch that. That's one of my favorite Batman comics.
Yeah.
The Year One series is probably my favorite. Batman Year One, Superman Year One.
It's like the movie's like super violent.
Dude, the
and it's like violent. And it's weird because it's like they don't tone down that it's like a dark Gotham just because it's like an animated movie. It's like not an animated movie for kids. It's like you see like the Gotham you see in like the fucking. It's like the Frank Miller Gotham.
Yeah, did you read?
You know what I mean?
Did you read the comic?
I never read Year One, but would Frank Miller write it?
I don't think Frank Miller wrote it, but you could definitely see the inspiration, like the Frank Miller Dark Knight inspiration.
Like a Sin City type Gotham, where it's like there's prostitutes and fucking drugs everywhere.
Yeah, because he's Catwoman's in it. She's a prostitute, I think. It seems
so there's also like a character like you. I'm thinking it's gonna end up being Catwoman, and all you know about her so far is that she's a prostitute.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think it was definitely like inspired as like a Year One version that leads into that Batman universe.
Yeah. So in our skit we just read, I am the guy that's read the comics, but in real life you are the guy that's read the comics.
Yeah, I read a lot.
I didn't read Year One. I did read a lot of the Sin City novels though.
I never read Sin City. I just watched the movies.
Just watched the movies.
Actually, the first movie. I didn't watch the second one.
What about like what we were just talking about in the skit, the fucking when Superman died and shit like that.
Dude, the fucking death of Superman was the biggest piece of shit gimmick comic ever written on mankind.
They're just going for a cash grab.
Literally the biggest cash grab. They killed him off for a year in like 96 or 97. It was the biggest bullshit cash grab I've ever seen in comic books. And then they brought out 4 new Supermen. They brought out Steel. They brought out Superboy. Brought out the fucking Android Superman, and there was one more I'm forgetting.
Yeah,
it was the biggest fucker.
Yeah, it was Superboy, Steel, fucking. That was the only two.
Metallo was like not Metallo, but it was like the Android Superman too.
Wasn't one there was just one guy? He was just like trying to be super.
Yeah, just a dude, just like Superman's coming. It's my time.
It was some fat dude wearing a Superman T-shirt, like trying to be Superman.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I don't know. I kind of like that whole. I think it's very meta. Like it's like there's like Superman in all of us kind of thing.
I just don't like that they never give black superheroes powers. They just gave Steel a suit and a hammer.
Yeah, but that's why I said he had like a Batman-like quality to him.
Nah, I just think there's not enough. I just want my black heroes to be like Black Lightning. I love Black Lightning.
Black Lightning. I don't even know Black Lightning.
He's like a newer. Well, actually, he's not like newer, but they revamped him in like the mid 2000s, and they made like a shitty TV show about him too. The first season's not bad, but like I really like Black Lightning. He's just like a really actual black superhero that has like a lot of powers to like fuck shit up.
Right.
And like does everything like through justice and a real positive aspect to him.
I don't know. I think what keeps bringing me back to shit like that is like I'm watching the one scene where fucking Bruce Wayne is like at his like parents' fucking tombstones,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I feel like the tragedy in like Batman has got to be one of my favorites because it's like the tragedy in his life is what keeps you. It's like his parents are dead; they're not alive. That's what makes like him that character.
But like, how many superheroes' parents are dead, and he's just the one that just goes off the rails?
You're right because everybody's parents die.
But like Batman's parents are dead, and he just takes it to the next level. Like, I'm gonna start breaking bones. I'm gonna fucking dedicate my life to this. I'm gonna live in the woods with some grown men for my entire teenage years. Like, dude, just calm down. Get a little therapy.
That's the only thing that makes him a superhero. Literally. Is something that's inevitable that happens to everybody.
Every superhero, literally. He's no different. Superman's entire planet was blown up. He's still a good dude.
I mean, it's not a question of being a good dude or not. It's just a question of I don't know. It's different with Superman though, because it's like he has the powers, so it's like he's got a question like, do I do good or don't I? You know?
No, I don't think Superman really has that question. I think he's always wanted to do good. It's just he didn't want to like be out of this doing good. Like, he always had in the back of his mind, he wanted to protect the people close to him, so he didn't want to be fully out. But he always wanted to do good.
Huh. You know, I don't. Do you think the only reason, like, because Batman, like, the difference between Batman and Superman is Superman was adopted. But like
Batman just had another set of parents.
But Batman, like, well, he had Alfred, right? Like, fucking, like, he was raised by money, really.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean? Where it's like Superman was like raised in like by like parents that weren't his on a farm.
Yeah, but yeah, right. Those are $1 million farms. So Superman came from money too. They just think that people that if you're not from the South, like that's an expensive ass farm he came from.
I don't think it's really that. I think it's. I'm pretty sure it was that type of farm where it was like if it didn't rain for a season, they'd be like, "We need fucking rain. Pray for rain."
Those farms are expensive. Like they just think because the city slickers are reading the comics, we just think he's poor. But a farm down there, you're still rich.
I don't know. I think the only reason like Pa Kent has decided to adopt him was because he's like, well, I could get another hand for the farm. It's gonna be free labor.
Free labor.
He gets not only does he get free labor, but he gets fucking free labor.
The best labor.
The best like. Fucking to super fucking status.
Any job can be done in 30 seconds.
You're right. They must have ended up like even by the age like of 15, just because like Superman like he could go around like doing all the farm work,
handle everything
so easily. Like how many cows do you think they were able to tend to?
Dude, literally, Pa and Ma Kent didn't have to work for the rest of their life when they got Superman.
Well, that's why he was able to like probably leave like. I don't know, around like after high school to become a journalist.
Probably. All right, well, I feel like no one else wants to talk. Listen to us talk about comics besides us.
What do you want to bullshit about?
How'd you get into comedy, man? I don't think we went over that last time.
How I'd get into comedy? Fuck that. I don't. This is about you. This is. You know what's interesting? You're actually one of the only people that's able to see the cartoon before the episode even comes out. I have your cartoon here. What do you think of it?
You got the hat. You got the stash.
It is actually very similar to how you're dressed
That's
right now.
That's literally my outfit.
It's exactly what you look like right now, only your hat's forward, not backwards.
That's me.
That's all you, bro. Fucking A. What can we talk about that we... let's talk about you again, but I guess we got to put a new fucking spin on it, because I already know a couple things about you. You grew up in... Or you were born in Jamaica, right?
I was born in Brooklyn, then I went to Jamaica.
Oh, okay, so now I already forgot.
Yeah, right back at it.
You were born in Brooklyn, but you... How long were you in Brooklyn before...
I was in Brooklyn for about like 8 months. And then they shipped me to Jamaica because my babysitter wasn't taking care of me. So they had my grandparents take care of me. So I always had like rashes and shit. So they're like, this is too much.
So basically, your dad was fucking the babysitter. So they said.
Honestly, probably knowing him, probably. It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh man, but no, you were because. So how old were you when you left Jamaica?
5.
5. So what are your like memories of like being in Jamaica?
The only like main memory I had is how they taught us how to swim. They'd have us line up by a pool and throw us in the deep end, and they'd stick a stick in the water, and you have to either grab the stick and they pull you out, or you have to float to the top and swim to the end.
Really?
Yeah, so it was real like third world countries. And I went to private school too, so that was like the best method they taught us how to swim.
Wow. But it's like, I guess when you're growing up on an island, it's different, where it's like, you need to know how to swim.
Yeah,
so
I still
it's
don't
like,
know how to swim.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've drowned.
Because of this traumatic experience
honestly,
growing up.
probably.
Really?
I've almost drowned like
Did you
3
find that
times.
traumatic, them throwing you in the water like that?
I mean, maybe. I don't really think.
But you don't know how to fucking swim.
Yeah, I've tried. I put in the effort. Like, I went to swimming lessons.
Clearly not, because it's kind of easy, man.
It's not easy at all.
Why don't you learn in a pool?
I've tried. I've tried in the pool, tried in the ocean, took swimming lessons when I was like 12. I got a good minute float in me.
Yeah.
I can survive
You know
for a
something?
minute.
I'm a fatter guy than you, so maybe it's easier to swim when you have a little bit of buoyancy.
You haven't always been fat.
That's not necessarily what I think I was probably fat when I learned how to swim, though.
You weren't a fat kid.
I even tried surfing for a little while when I was down in Florida.
See, I would love to surf. I used to skateboard. So
But you would need to know how to swim. Like,
nah, life vest.
honestly, man, like, you definitely need to have better dynamics in the water than just a fucking life vest, because that board could knock you the fuck out.
I'm used to riding boards. I would smoke surfing. I don't need to know how to swim. Just don't fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I fucking, anyone out there listening that surfs, please like tell Denver that he needs to fucking learn how to swim.
It's basically just
you gotta walk before you fucking run, bro.
No, it's just like, you're just riding a longboard. It's like the same kind of movements it looks like.
All right, please, if you ever try surfing, take out if you're in a situation where you can rent a surfboard, get a fucking foamy. Like, don't get like
foamy.
Yes, they're these giant surfboards and they're made out of foam. Like, don't get like a regular surfboard, because if you don't know how to swim, you're gonna end up like fucking a wave's gonna hit you the wrong way and you're gonna get knocked the fuck out by a surfboard.
That's why the life vest brings you back to the top. Thought this through, man. I'm gonna be fine.
All right, fucking A, man.
And I'm not using a foamy. Like, that's like the kind of people that put up the bumpers when they go bowling. Nah, I'm going all in. Give me the hardest.
Wait a minute. So the foamy's cheating, but the life jacket isn't.
No, because the life jacket's a necessity. It's a necessity for me.
This makes absolutely no sense. The fact that you're from the Caribbean and you don't know how to swim, but you want to use a life vest to learn how to surf.
Yeah, for sure. See what's so weird about this.
I have to say this episode's already better than the fucking one we did before.
Dude,
just because of this conversation alone.
I don't even want to remember the one. I think I divulged too much information on the first one.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh man. So the only real memory you have is the traumatic memory, which made you not know how to swim.
Possibly.
Then you came back to the U.S.
Yes.
And what are your early memories of being in the U.S.?
A lot of those laundry baskets. A lot of making.
Wait, so it wasn't Brooklyn you moved back to? You moved to?
No, I came right back to Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yeah, they were living in. My dad got like a job in like, I don't know where, but somewhere in Connecticut. So we moved to Hartford for like a couple weeks. Then we were in West Hartford for like a couple more weeks while we were finding another house, and then we just lived in West Hartford ever since.
Okay, so your early memories of West Hartford.
Early memories of West Hartford, it was pretty cool actually. There was like a lot. I mean, it was weird because it was a suburb, so like coming from an island, like there's like just seeing kids with shoes now.
Kids walking around with shoes?
Yeah, cause I was the one that had shoes in Jamaica, so it was weird. Like people would be out there playing barefoot soccer.
Yeah.
And I was just coming there, seeing like everybody's got shoes, everyone has like bikes and shit. So that was like a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool having like all like there's a bunch.
Didn't it feel weirder being the only kid with shoes?
You don't really realize it when you're the only kid with shoes. You don't notice it until you see other kids with shoes. I feel like that's how it was for me.
Oh. All right. I mean, I guess when you're a kid, you're lower to the ground, so you notice shoes a little.
No, you still notice shoes, Matt. Matt, you date black chicks, they notice your shoes.
That's why I have a whole set of fresh Jordans in the closet
I've seen you
that
wear
are
those
good to
toys.
go.
I was like, oh, I know who Matt's looking for tonight. I know the New Balances when you're about to date a white chick, and the Jordans when you're looking for black. I know what you're on.
Fucking, I do wear loafers every once in a while, but that's aside the point. We're talking about you, and we're talking about when you started wearing shoes, what was school like?
School was pretty cool, actually. It was chill. Never had too many troubles. Had a lot of friends.
Is this when you learned you were going to be a comedian?
No, I didn't know I was going to start comedy until like literally a week before I started doing comedy. But I'd always been a fan of comedy. Like I used to love. The first time I ever watched comedy was one of those early Sarah Silverman specials on Comedy Central.
Right.
I can't remember what it was called though, but it was like early 2000s. That's like the first time I like really saw comedy and just like fell and started watching ever since.
You ever seen her live?
Never seen her live.
I've seen her live at the Oddball Festival one time.
Yeah, I've only seen like
pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah, I've only seen two actual like professional comics live. Just Jerry Seinfeld and Lil Duval. Oh, and Godfrey. I fucking love Godfrey. Godfrey's a beast.
Yeah, those guys are all good, man. Fucking so who was the first you saw out of those
Lil
three?
Duval was the first time I went to like a live comedy show. Then
Okay.
I went to Seinfeld, and then I went to watch Godfrey.
Where did you see Seinfeld?
I think was it the Beacon Theater? I think it was the Beacon Theater, man.
Yeah. You remember who opened for him?
Ryan Hamilton.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And I don't know, for some reason it's like Seinfeld always, I've only seen him live once, but I remember his opener so distinctly. I don't remember his name, but I remember his joke so distinctly that like, thinking like, man, like if you're opening for Seinfeld, like you're doing pretty fucking well.
Yeah, you're doing
You
great.
know?
Did he have a creepy smile on his face?
He might have. I remember he had like this joke about like his kids like not being like kids aren't like respectful of like their dads anymore. Like back when he was a kid, like his mother would be like, "Your father is sleeping. Like get out of the house. Your father is sleeping." And like now as like an adult, like his kids will just like pry open his eyes like Nintendo Wii, plug in the Wii, plug in the Wii.
That's funny. I don't think that was his. Oh, he didn't say that joke though.
Yeah, so that might have been a different guy.
No, probably. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Oh, man.
But yeah, then I got into comedy because actually Afe's brother, Mo Musa got me into it.
So Mo, much like Mustafa, got you into comedy.
Yeah.
Mo's like a prophet.
Yeah, he's a comedy dad. He picks him well.
He's just getting all sorts of people to follow him into this world of comedy.
Yeah, literally.
So the first time you did it was where? And I think you've told me this before.
Yeah, but they don't
know.
Yeah, the Elbow Room.
The Elbow Room.
Yeah, it was on the Thursday showcase when they used to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the other side. You never went on the other side. You never been on the other side of the Elbow Room, right?
No.
Yeah, they used to do it. They used to do it on the right side, which is like a much smaller room. Probably only fit like 20 people.
Before they started doing it in the basement.
Yeah, they were both in the basement, but there's two different basements.
Really?
Yeah, but one of the basements is much smaller than the other basement.
Really?
Yeah, and the other basement actually has a bathroom too.
No way.
Yeah.
Now, would you prefer to have the bathroom basement or the bigger basement?
Honestly, we should just do the mics I feel like we should do the mics in the smaller room.
Yeah. Well, there's this thing like that. I feel like is where it's like the more condensed like a place is, like the funnier, like there's more possibilities of something being funnier because the more confined you are,
close
like
to each other.
The jokes. It's almost like the laughs like bounce off the walls.
Yeah,
basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't even know there was another basement over there.
Yeah, that's the first time I did it on the Thursday showcase. I went to go watch the Thursday showcase the week before because he told me to come watch it, and then he told me he got me a spot like that Saturday. And then I wrote my 5 minutes on Wednesday.
Right.
And then I only did like 3.5 minutes on Thursday.
Okay. Well, so do you realize that you got to over-prepare?
No, I definitely still don't over-prepare.
No?
No.
But for that, were you, like, why do you think you didn't do the full 5 minutes? You were nervous,
No, I didn't realize that I don't like rehearse because I don't rehearse. Like I was like rehearsing. I never like say it out loud. I was rehearsing in my head.
Right.
I'm doing a timer, and you don't realize like rehearsing in your head is way different pacing than when you're actually talking and you're getting laughs.
Yeah. No, I mean that totally makes sense. Like because you go through shit like you don't know how to measure the timing of some shit in your head. It's actually easier when it's on like fucking paper too. Like dude, like has writing always been like kind of important to you and like
Yeah, I like to write. I mean, what I like to do is I'll write like a one-liner or some shit, then I'll try it out, see if that works, and I'll try to build off that.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'll build it and make it longer. Because I know if the where I want to end it works, then it's like, all right, I can probably try to make something of that.
Do you think like the jokes come first and the stories come after, or do you think the stories come first and the fucking jokes kind of like fall into the story?
Either or, not really. I mean, I don't really do a lot of stories.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really feel like I'm that interesting. Like from a story perspective, like I feel like no one really gives a fuck about what my stories right now. So I'd rather just do the jokes.
You do shit that's like topical. Like you like talk a lot about fucking like you were talking about the Joker before, but like you're like, oh, there are these things called incels. Yeah, that's just
it's
almost like you define that where it's like
I'll use a topical concept to like set up a joke, but like I know I can get rid of that intro and still have the joke.
Right.
Like, the intro has nothing. It just sets up to the joke, but I can still do the joke without it.
But don't you? I feel like that's almost like I don't know, just like even like defining the term like incels and like you do it in like a funny fucking way.
Oh yeah.
But just like doing that is like it is topical because it's like anybody could go up there and fucking like do a joke about school shootings just to like try to like push the envelope.
Yeah.
But like you kind of like went in from the side really and like fuck with a joke like that and be like, well, what the fuck does incel even really mean?
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah,
it's like it's an abbreviated for fucking abbreviation for fucking involuntarily celibate, but it's almost like.
But that's just to set up the actual joke,
right? I don't know. Yeah. So what? You don't want to dissect your jokes, Denver?
Nothing makes a joke more unfunny than comedians talking about the science of the humor. I don't want to call myself a comedian. I'm a fucking open micer. I'm going to be a comedian one day.
So we're doing a Hungry Tiger tonight.
Oh, yeah.
How do you like the Hungry Tiger right now?
It's cool. It's the second mic I've ever done. I've been going to it since I started.
Yeah.
It's just like a good room to go and to like hear yourself talk.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I've done well there probably twice out of like 40, 50 times I've done it.
The sheer longevity of the mic is what
impressive.
Makes it nice. I kind of like that. And it's like, because you never know who's going to show up with a mic that's been running that long.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been in it long enough to see mics. I've seen like a lot of mics come and go, but like that mic, it shocks me like how it still goes on. Because like comedians keep coming back. Like it's.
I think it has to do with there being music there every other night of the week, and then it's like it seems like there's always some kind of a show there.
Okay. Yeah, the only reason it shocks me is because the patrons could not care less that we're there.
Yeah,
so that's why it makes me feel like the owner would want to appease them, but it seems like he's really on board with it.
Oh, the owner? Yeah, I think the owner fucking loves comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Don. You know something weird about Don that he told me?
You're Jay Leno's nephew.
Yeah, that's like his fucking running gag that I'm fucking Jay Leno's nephew. But you know something crazy that he told me? He told me he was like in this island in the Caribbean. I forget what island he said. It was like fucking. I had no idea the name of it, but it's like this really secluded island he was vacationing at, and fucking.
Anguilla?
I don't know, but he's fucking. He met fucking. He was like in a pool or some shit, and he met Jason Alexander, and he's like, you're Costanza.
Oh, I was about to say, who the fuck is Jason Alexander?
He was like, it's George Costanza. He was like, you're Costanza.
Okay, I don't watch Seinfeld.
You never watched fucking Seinfeld?
No.
Wait, you've seen Seinfeld live, but you've never watched Seinfeld.
I like his stand-up.
I think you're the first person ever to say that you like his fucking stand-up,
I like his stand-up.
but not the show.
I never watched the show. I like his stand-up though. And I like him in interviews. I like the guy.
Well, I don't know. The old comedians in cars thing's got a different dynamic.
I think I watched.
You watched that show?
No, yeah. After I saw him live.
Yeah.
Yeah, Well, I just like the stand-up, man. I like the movie. I think I like the movie Comedian. I liked him in interviews, and I saw a couple of his stand-up clips, so I just wanted to see him live. And my buddy actually got tickets to it, so he was going to go with his girl, but his girl had to cancel, so I went with him.
Yeah. One of those shows.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Wow, what girl doesn't want to go see Seinfeld? You must have really fucked that up.
Most girls don't give a fuck about comedy.
That's true. One time I was going to take a girl to see Stephen Wright, and she backed out, and I ended up calling up one of my buddies.
Actually, I mean, most people don't give a fuck about comedy. Not say most girls. Like, I'll get matched with girls on like Bumble, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, you're a comedian. That's so hard." And like 5 minutes later, they doesn't give a fuck.
You know, I think it's because they don't. I feel like they don't know like the work.
Yeah.
That we got to put into it. Where it's like I don't know. Some girls are. It's actually like a harder thing to impress girls with it than one might think before they have started doing it.
Oh yeah, I made the amateur mistake of bringing girls to open mics. I made that mistake. A couple times.
Now, okay, you've made that mistake.
Every time.
I want to hear the story of a time you've done
the first
it.
time I
really fucked things up.
I didn't fuck things up. I went to Pistol Pete's one week.
Okay, that's first of all, if you're gonna take a girl to an open mic, taking her to Pistol Pete's is the last open mic you want to take a girl to.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Pistol Pete's is just like a dive bar with a bunch of drunk townies, and you're performing like 5 feet in front of.
They're all playing billiards and watching sports while you're fucking trying to do comedy.
But I went there the first time, did great. Next time, I brought a chick back to watch me go up.
Really?
Yeah, because I did great the first time.
You went into those shark-infested waters, and like fuck, I'm just like baffled. Jeez. That you like. It's the second time that you went there. You brought the girl.
Yes, I did great the first time. This was like probably like 3-4 months in.
Okay.
So I was feeling good. I smoked it. I brought a chick back. I went up. I bombed. Did 3 minutes. Got off stage. More people came in. The host brings me back up. I bomb again for another 3 minutes.
Wow.
And I just call it and just like go back and sit down.
And the girl.
No, I already had sex with her before, so we still had sex after. I should have made up a lie that didn't end positively, but yeah, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, but do you think she was a little disillusioned about your comedy?
Disillusioned? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's not. She went back. She started hooking up with her ex-boyfriend again, I think.
Oh, shit.
Not I think. She texted me that on like a Saturday when we're supposed to hang out. I'm actually back with my ex-boyfriend.
Well, to end that story, I think that girl's a dirty bitch for a...
No, she was a cool chick. No, she was a cool chick.
I'm kidding. That's a joke.
No. I get the joke. I just don't know if she's a cool girl. She was cool.
She's probably listening right now. It's like, fuck this guy, Matt Heath.
Shouts out to Lindsay. That's horrific.
Oh man! So I feel like there was something else somewhere else I was going with bringing a girl to it, but bringing a girl to an open mic mistake. But have you ever just gotten laid solely because you were a comedian?
Absolutely not.
A girl seen you on stage and be like, I like that.
Dude, I've gotten negative ass since I started comedy. Like it's bad. I don't get zero ass once I start doing comedy now.
What? You might be doing it wrong, bro.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I get no ass from comedy. Zero.
And you know what? It's because the elbow room's a dark basement.
That's true. But I go all over though. I go to Mass. I was just in New York for a couple of days last week. I get zero ass.
Come on, ladies, go see Denver. Give it up to him.
No, I'm cool.
He's a good guy.
I don't want any chick that wants to have sex with me after they see my comedy. Is not a chick that wants sex with me.
And judge him based on his comedy alone.
No, okay.
And if you think it's good, have sex with him.
I rather them judge me off my lies and judge me off my comedy.
Your lies.
Yeah,
you think? Are you a good liar? You think?
No.
I didn't know what you meant by that.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know. I was trying to get deep for a second. I don't know where I was going with it.
I was like, what? Is this like the movie Dirty Rotten You ever seen the movie Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
No.
With Steve Martin and John Cleese?
No.
And they basically the whole premise of the movie is like they're these dudes that get rich off of hooking up with rich women, and stealing their money.
Oh, that's like Hors de Prix, that French movie.
Oh, I didn't realize it was based on some kind of French movie.
No, it came out after that. Probably. When did that movie come out?
Denver's literally twirling his mustache as he says it. That's like this French movie.
Listen, if it was before 1980s, I probably haven't seen it.
Really?
The only movies I've seen before 1980s is The Godfather and Scarface.
The Godfather and Scarface. So you don't like old movies?
No, I just don't watch them.
Okay. What's your go-to movie nowadays?
My favorite movie of all time is The Departed. But my go-to movie is The Fast and the Furious. I'll watch Too Fast, Too Furious. I'll watch any day of the week.
Really? Here's my thing with and it was funny because there's the Fast and Furious 7, I think, was on TV the other day at the pawn shop. Mm-hmm. I've never seen any of them past the second one.
Oh, the second one's my favorite, but you got to see Fast 5. Fast 5 is great.
Because I'd seen the first one, I liked it. I watched the second one, I'm like, these movies are getting fucking corny.
Dude,
and then I saw Tokyo Drift was coming out, and I was like, all right, I'm done with these movies.
Too Fast, Too Furious is the pinnacle of the Fast and the Furious.
But it's like it wasn't until years later I just about a few days ago, and I see Fast 7 and this was the one where Paul Walker died during the filming of it, and I'm like, this is actually a pretty fucking I know they put a lot of money into these movies, and they're kind of
they're making $1 billion.
I felt like they were kind of overblown with stars, but at the same time, it's
he was really a star on Fast and Furious besides Vin Diesel and Paul
The
Walker.
Rock.
Fair. Besides Vin Diesel and The Rock.
And Ludacris is a star, too?
What, 2002? What? It's fucking 2020. Ludacris not been a star in almost 2 decades.
I guess I was dating myself.
I was like, Ludacris, a big star? Ludacris been washed up for forever. Ludacris, trash. Tyrese,
Come
trash.
On. So you're saying guys like X to the Z, Exhibit aren't stars?
Exhibit's more of a star than Ludacris is.
I would say it's very arguable that he isn't.
I think
because Ludacris was in the Fast and Furious movie.
So was Exhibit.
He was?
I don't know. But I got you for a second there.
You want another beer, Denver?
Yeah, for sure. But Exhibit seems like the kind of guy who would be in Fast and Furious.
He does, but just because he was in that show Pimp My Ride.
Dude, Ja Rule was in Fast and the Furious.
Ja Rule was in Fast and the Furious?
You don't remember the scene? Monica!
No, because I just told you, was he in the original one?
Nah, he was in the...
I've seen the first one, and then I seen the second one.
That was
years ago.
It was the second one.
And then, cut to years later, I just saw some of the seventh one on TV.
It was the second one.
Okay.
It's weird. I'll watch art house movies and stuff, but I love Fast and Furious. I love that shitty... I just love shitty music.
But your favorite movie is The Departed.
Yeah, I love The Departed.
Why is The Departed your favorite movie?
I just like grimy Boston movies, really. I don't know.
You know what I have to say is there's a paradigm, I feel where it's the New York Italians have Goodfellas, while the Boston Irish have The Departed.
Yeah.
And they're both kind of similar movies, I feel like.
Departed's I like Goodfellas a lot too. I like The Departed more. I just can't think which one's a better movie, objectively.
Maybe The Departed, just because there's just that I like the weight of the class differences in The Departed. Mm-hmm. That whole scene where DiCaprio is fucking laying the hawthorn on him, fucking Martin Sheen and fucking.
Oh yeah.
And that one scene where he's like, he should be a fucking astronaut, kid, not a fucking cop.
No, I've heard a scene. It's I How's your mother talking? Fucking my father that like back and forth with Sheen and what the fuck's that creepy looking white guy's face name? He's on SNL now. He does Trump on SNL.
I actually don't. The name slips my mind.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin, right?
Baldwin.
I didn't know which character you were talking about. I knew Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, that movie's got a lot of those quips that are real great.
Yeah. So you like the grimy Boston movie? Are you a big fan of the movie Good Will Hunting?
Yeah, I like that one. That's not movie's not that grimy. I like the town more.
Okay, but I feel like that's how like those actors like got there. So it's like that's like the grimy Boston, like becoming like Ivy League educated. Whereas like that movie had the class difference too. But like
it's weird like how they portrayed Southie back then. Cause I go to Southie a lot nowadays and it doesn't look anything like that movie.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean I never go there, so I wouldn't know. Right. You know what I found fascinating? I went to Philly like a few months ago, and I had never been to Philly before.
That's shocking me.
And
you got a Philly vibe to you.
I go there purely to get cheesesteaks.
Oh, is that for that show with
No, it wasn't for a show. I went down with my brothers to visit a friend of ours, but I couldn't believe like how much like. It looked like the movie fucking Rocky, like the first one.
I never saw the first Rocky.
Yeah, the where he's like living in like a shitty apartment in fucking Philly, and like and then we drove by the fucking where the steps are, that he runs up, and there's a fucking Rocky statue there.
That's weird. I've never seen Rocky, but I've seen the fourth Rocky in both the Creed movies.
No, I could definitely see why fucking Italians from that area were super jacked up. After seeing that fucking movie.
Did you watch The Irishman?
I did. Did you like The Irishman?
It was just depressing seeing how old Pesci and De Niro are now.
Yeah.
Al Pacino's the one that had energy.
You know what's funny though? Somebody just posted a picture of them from an award show the other day, and fucking Pacino looked like a Fraggle. Like, he looked straight up like a Fraggle from Fraggle Rock. Like, I'm just an old Fraggle now.
Yeah, I was actually seeing those clips. Like, Martin Scorsese looks like he's about to be finished.
You think?
Dude, he looks old.
You know what's crazy? That fucking Gervais did that joke about Scorsese in his monologue where he says, like, said he was like too short to ride the roller coasters.
I don't think I heard that.
And I just thought it was crazy that he was in that Super Bowl ad with Jonah Hill, and he looked like he was at an amusement park.
Oh, yeah.
In the Super Bowl ad. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, is that a total, like, fucking...
Probably.
Like, you know, homage to that joke?
Yeah, probably. I mean, that Super Bowl's... Ugh. You a football fan?
Not those teams, so I wasn't really, like, excited for the Super Bowl.
Fair.
I did like that fucking commercial with Bill Murray doing the fucking Groundhog Day.
Yeah, I like that one. My favorite one was when the bounty man came up and he just started shooting paper towels out of his belt.
Yeah, Rob Riggle.
Yeah, I like that.
And then he walks in on the fucking Charmin Bear wiping his ass, and he's like, just fucking like backs out.
Yeah, I like how silly that one was. I like that a lot. Yeah.
If you could fucking make a Super Bowl ad, what actors would you hire? If you could hire 2 actors to be in a Super Bowl ad.
Oh, if I could hire 2 actors to be... I'm going to take Macaulay Culkin.
Okay.
Because where the fuck is that guy? I'm worried about
He did a movie with Seth Green not too long ago.
Seth Green still making movies?
Yeah, apparently.
I thought he was just making Robot Chicken.
I just heard him on a podcast talking about a movie he made with Macaulay Culkin. Apparently they're like best friends.
I don't doubt. That's kind of odd. Yeah, I'll take him... And I'll take Eric Andre.
Macaulay Culkin and Eric Andre.
Yeah, I like that dynamic.
Now, what the fuck are we doing with this commercial?
Yeah,
what are they doing?
They're making magic, man. I haven't thought too far ahead. I need to write a treatment for this set commercial.
Oh, man. Fucking A. Where do we go from here, man? We still got about 15 minutes of this podcast left.
Dude, but we got like 2 hours before the mic starts.
That's true. Fucking A. Who are like your heroes in comedy?
Heroes, Chappelle, Burr, Patrice, Louis, and Sarah Silverman.
Louis, and you still keep Louis in the list even after post New York Times.
Yeah, for sure. Like, he didn't listen. It wasn't bad. It's not like he wasn't doing nothing bad enough for me to X him out. I can still laugh at the jokes. It's not like he's out here raping.
That's true. He was just
A serial jerker.
he just jerked off in front of a woman that didn't like it.
He asked for permission.
And he asked for permission. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, I said to Rex Caesar, so Rex Caesar started going into this impression of fucking Adam Sandler doing a song about Louis C.K. And he's like, put your penis away.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was so fucking funny. I'm like, you gotta do that on stage.
Dude, Rex is
and then he didn't do it on stage, and I don't think he ever will.
No, Rex is the fucking man. He's only been doing it for like 2 months. He's a fucking beast already.
Yeah, man. Fucking A. What are we doing wrong? We gotta inject ourselves with funny or something.
I don't know. I mean, he came into the game with he's like 30. Well, you're like, yeah, what are you doing wrong, really?
I'm 28.
Yeah, but you guys got life experience.
How old are you?
I'm 21. No, I'm kidding. I'm trying to de-age myself for Hollywood. No, I'm 25.
You're 25. Fucking A. So, let's go back into your life real quick. You went to high school here in West Hartford?
Yeah, I went to high school.
And did you go to college?
Yeah, I went to UConn.
Tell me some stuff about your days in high school, your college days of UConn.
College days, yeah, there's really nothing. It's just typical college shit, just getting drunk. Actually, no, I had a girlfriend throughout most of my college time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't really doing too much wild shit. Only when we were on and off a lot.
Yeah.
So I only did some wild shit when I was off when we were together.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the drunkest you ever got in college?
In college? Nothing too crazy. I never got into the too crazy stories. I was in college. Most of my crazy drunk shit came after college.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're not confined to an area, when when you have the whole world where you go out to, the drunkest I ever got was in Boston, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man! And now that
I will not be telling that. I will not be telling that story.
You did tell me a story which is lost.
Yeah, that story will stay lost. My friends know that story.
A lost story that will probably never be told again.
Yeah, no shot.
Of the time that you got so drunk. You seemed like just one comment on that story before we move on.
Let's go.
You seemed like you could have been borderline homeless by the end of that story. I don't know. It seemed like somebody was pointing you to a soup kitchen or some shit. I don't even remember what was going on.
That story will never be told again. Maybe someday later on.
Honestly, that story, if you ever become real successful, which I hope you do, it's just it reminds me of that fucking, that story kind of reminds me of that Simpsons joke where you just see that, businessman, he's just walking down the street and I don't know, somehow, a bottle of wine just lands in his hands and he's like, hey, wine! And he busts it open and then lays down in a gutter and starts drinking.
That's very similar to that story. But yeah, that's probably the drunkest I've ever been. Just because the consequences. Yeah. Just charge your phone before you go out.
So you're a big music fan, right?
Music? Where the fuck did you get that?
I don't know. I'm just I'm trying to switch it up, make it different than the last podcast we did.
Big music fan. I wouldn't say I like.
Everybody likes fucking music.
But a big music fan.
You're a big music fan,
I wouldn't say a big music fan. I like artists.
Who's your favorite musician?
Ed Sheeran.
Really?
Yeah, I love Ed Sheeran.
Really?
Yeah.
Best song?
Best song, Bloodstream.
Okay. I'll look it up. I don't know that song.
Yeah, I love Ed Sheeran. I would not expect you. I went to his concert. It was me, and I was just surrounded by a bunch of young kids and their parents.
Really?
Yeah, he's got a big. Well, I got some shitty seats, so they're definitely getting the cheapest seats for their kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely Ed Sheeran's the man. Let me not call them shitty seats. My buddy got me those tickets for my birthday.
Yeah. Nice going. Oh man. So fucking A. You fancy yourself a religious man at all?
Religious? No, not at all.
No.
Mm.
You believe in God?
Do I believe in that? I don't know. Probably, I'd say I probably fall more into like agnostic.
Agnostic? Why is that?
I don't really think about it too much.
How'd you grow up?
Funny enough, in Jamaica, my grandparents ran like a church and like an orphanage and shit. So I go to church like every Sunday with them. I think it was like a Lutheran. It was either Lutheran or Catholic. I forget.
Lutheran or
I
Catholic?
think it was Lutheran. I don't really remember.
A lot of people I met from the Caribbean seem to tell me that they're Catholics.
Yeah, I think it was. I was so young, so I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went over there. I was there working the church, and I came back over here. And I didn't go to church until like 7th grade. Then my mom and my dad got like a divorce, and she started going back to church and was like forced me and my sister to go with her.
Right.
And we just sneak out and run home because it was like 2 blocks away. And then
okay.
I just never went to church since.
So what kind of church was that?
Dude, I don't know. Fuck, it's just a Christian church. It's like a regular Christian church.
But I don't know. So you grew up with religion, but you fancy yourself agnostic.
Yeah, I don't really.
Why agnostic rather than atheist?
I don't. Why not atheist? I mean, maybe I'm atheist. I don't know. I don't really believe in it.
Right.
I don't really believe in it. I really don't believe in it. It's not something that really I think about.
I guess agnostic is a way to go, like when you're like when you.
What's indifferent to it?
Yeah, agnostic is basically indifferent.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not saying it's like I'm not saying it exists, but I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
You could sway me either way. If I got someone argued it the right would argue it, I could be either way.
But let's say you die, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're in front of God, and He's like,
"Oh, I'm going to hell." I'm not too worried about it. I know where I'm going if it exists. I'm not going to fight it. It's etched in stone.
Oh, come on, man. Why would you? You seem like a nice guy. Why do you think you're going to hell?
But I wear wool. I eat pork. That's like a bunch of shit to go to hell for.
Yeah, but I feel like those are forgivable things. No,
I mean, they're there for a reason.
Have you ever killed a man?
I hope not. That would be a lot to weigh on my soul.
You know, sometimes I often think, like, if I go to like dabble in the marijuana.
Oh, this is not weed. It's nicotine.
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about myself.
Yeah, I thought.
I'm like if I were to ever like smoke a joint or anything like that, I often think like after taking the first hit, someone out there is putting together this bag of marijuana or putting together and then saying to themselves, how much fentanyl is it gonna take to kill this fat fuck?
You're not putting fentanyl in weed. You're not cutting weed with fentanyl. And is that fentanyl like white? I don't know. Isn't it like white powder? You'd be able to see. Actually, no, because they have those weeds. I remember back in those weeds. I don't smoke weeds. I fucking sound like an old man. But what's that old thing like the White Widow?
Right.
That was like the big weeds back in the day. It was like everyone was like, "Oh, we gotta get some White Widow," and they had like the white stuff on it, so you could easily sprinkle a little fentanyl on that.
Yeah, that sounds scary, bro. A lot of people have been dying from shit like that.
That's what they do heroin and coke and. Yeah, heroin and coke. I think that's the main like ones, and pills and shit. But maybe. Are people still dying for fentanyl? I haven't heard a lot about it lately.
I don't know. I definitely hear fentanyl more than anything
but I haven't heard about it lately. Though.
Overdoses. I don't know.
I remember heard about it a lot last year, and I haven't heard about like the fentanyl craze since then. But also, I'm not that in tune with the news. I just deleted my Facebook.
You don't have to be in tune with the news. You just have to be in tune with the drug world. Where they're just like, how much fentanyl is it going to take to kill that fat fuck?
That's a weird paranoia. They're not going to waste fentanyl costs more than weed, doesn't it not? They'd be losing money just trying to kill you.
Why? But I don't understand why these drug dealers are trying to kill people with fentanyl.
They're not. They probably just cut it wrong. It's like amateur people just like, yo, I got this much cocaine. Let me buy some fentanyl so I can stretch it to make it longer. So I can stretch it to sell more of it. And they probably cut it badly, and then someone gets a hot pack and they die.
Shit. Hot pack, huh?
Yeah, that's prison slang. The hot pack.
I never heard hot pack before. We're all gonna die.
No, once someone dies from overdose in prison, everyone wants to get the drug they died from.
Right, because they want to die.
No, probably a little bit of that, but mainly because they're just like, oh, that's gonna get me super high.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like, oh, if it's out here killing dudes, like I'm gonna get so high if I live.
You're right, because you'll be like, I don't know. It's have you ever read the book, The Doors of Perception?
I don't know what about you makes you think I read books, Matt.
All right, there's this book, Brave New World. Aldous Huxley also wrote this book called The Doors of Perception.
I know Brave New World.
He also wrote this book called The Doors of Perception. The Doors, the band, actually named their band after this book.
Awful band.
Anyways, that is debatable, but the fact of the matter is, in this book, the guy describes like this mescaline trip, and he like really gets into like the nitty gritty of like why people drink.
My buddy Clayton told me about this book.
Why people drink and do drugs, and most people are looking for transcendence of some kind. Like when they do drugs and they feel high, or if you drink or do drugs, whatever, you're looking to actually be closer to death than you are to life. So it's in a way, it's almost like some people go to church and some people drink and do drugs to find transcendence.
Is that why those dudes masturbate with the rope around their neck?
To find transcendence?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know. Have you ever done that?
Listen, that's not about me right now. We're talking about this book. Back to this book.
Oh, man. Wait, so that actually... I don't know, because I've never really thought about that either. Like those fucking people that choke themselves while jerking off. Like the
honestly,
fucking dude from like Kill Bill, right?
Yeah, honestly.
What's the name of that actor?
From Kill Bill that killed Tommy Lee. Is that? Am I close?
No,
close.
Tommy. You're thinking of Tommy Lee Jones.
Is that not him?
No, Tommy Lee Jones is fucking.
He's alive and well.
He's the guy that played the guy in Men in Black, the white guy.
That's not him. That's not the same dude.
No.
They look the same.
He's not dead.
They grew his hair out. He's not dead. He was close to death when Men in Black came out. That was like 99.
He's fucking made 3 of those movies.
He was in the third one?
He was in all 3.
No, there's 4th.
Oh well, the 4th one I don't really count because it's got none of the same people in it.
What was it? Did they make a cameo?
I don't know.
His career is tanked. I'm surprised he didn't make a cameo in there.
You know something? I'll see it if he does. I don't know. I remember I fucking went to go see the 3rd Men in Black with my 2 brothers, and they left. Like, fucking, they, like, ditched me there because I wanted to watch the end of the movie, and they just were like, this movie's trash.
You're just really into it.
And I'm like, well, I just got to see how the whole fucking series
wait
ends.
for the last act. And then now they came out with the 4th one, now you're just like, fuck! I could have left.
I could have left with those guys.
I
would have to find a ride home from the movie theater.
Ride home? I think that happened to me in Harry Potter. I passed out like the second Harry Potter.
No, my house was close enough to the movie theater where I could walk. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure I passed out in Harry Potter and my friends left. And another one of my friends picked me up.
Really?
Yeah. I was like 17, got wasted, and I passed out like the first 5 minutes.
You know what's funny? Because the conversation's going to come full circle now. Because a friend of mine had a joke that, like, fucking Wakanda was, like, Hogwarts. Mm-hmm. And, like, they're both fictional places, so it's like you're basically talking about Hogwarts when you're talking about Wakanda.
Who's this friend?
This was Hennessy Williams. Actually, the first episode of the podcast.
Hennessy Williams.
So it's even fuller circle now because he was in the first episode of the podcast.
Is he from Florida?
Yeah.
Okay, Hennessy Williams. Black dude?
Yep.
Is that his real name?
That's his stage name.
Okay, that's the cooniest stage name I've ever heard. Well, sorry.
Come on, at least it rhymes with Tennessee Williams, who's a revered playwright.
Revered Hennessy. How dare you name yourself Hennessy? Doesn't mean I'm 40 ounce. You stop. I'm sure he's a good guy. He's your friend. Let me not say that about him.
I'm Colt 45 Sproul, everybody.
Call me Old English. Old English and some lemonade.
What's that cheaper Jack Daniels that people drink? Evan Williams?
Evan Williams, yeah. Evan Williams.
The name's Evan Williams, everybody.
Evan Williams. Man, actually, I shouldn't say that about it. People actually used to think my name was a stage name when I first started.
Wait, your real name?
Yeah, no, yeah. They used to think my real name's Denver. They used to think it was a stage name. That's every time they'd be like, "Is that your real name?" I was like, "Yeah." I wouldn't pick this shitty last name Sproul as a stage name.
I mean, that makes sense. Is there anything you want to promote or put out there before we end the podcast, bro?
I got shit coming up. I got a roast battle coming up at the Elbow Room on a Thursday. Go to the website, you'll find it there. I don't know the date. And I'm supposed...
That's a good way to promote it.
Yeah.
What is the website? There's an Elbow Room website?
Yeah, they got like the website, got the comedy club on the website.
It's www.
Go to
elbowroom.
Go to http / the two clock dots. I don't know what that's called.
http
at Elbow Room, and then click the comedy club and scroll down until you see the roast battle. And that's the date I'm on it. And I think I'm supposed to do like some pizza shop show in New Haven. And I'm still waiting. I think Corey's supposed to hit me about that.
Go to that one because there's probably going to be good pizza because New Haven's
got fire pizza.
Good fucking pizza, man. Anyways, anything else? You want to throw your Instagram handle out there?
I don't have an Instagram.
Shit like that?
I'm not on social media. All I have is a Snapchat. You can Snapchat me at The Chef.
The Chef?
All one word.
No, you're on Facebook though, right?
I deactivated Facebook.
Deactivated Facebook, huh?
Yeah, I couldn't take all the shitty Kobe jokes and all the fights, so then we get off here.
Yeah, honestly, like before we get off, I kind of want to touch on that real quick. I feel like don't you feel like like honestly, a lot of the time most of the time in my life, I think like it's like cooler to be black. Like right now, like when I saw the article with Gayle King and O.J. Simpson, like saying that Gayle King should shut the fuck up about the rape allegations of Kobe, I'm like, this is not the coolest time to be black, right?
It's just like it's like I'm not like too. I actually had a sick Richard Pryor album in the car.
It seems like very stressful, to be honest.
It's not stressful. It's like I'm not a Lakers fan. Like I was just keeping quiet. I'm indifferent towards it. It's a sad situation, obviously, but it's not like it hit me close to home.
Right.
But it's also just like just tired of seeing a bunch of shitty jokes.
Yeah.
Because like it was just so much shitty jokes. Like if you make a good, I saw a couple good Kobe jokes. I was like, oh, that's funny. But it was just a bunch of bad, tasteless jokes, and I'm not above a tasteless joke actually. But it just was just like I don't want to be a part of it. Just watching this.
Yeah, I say you can only make a Kobe joke to me if you involve Space Jam in it somehow.
That's a good. I like that. I love Space Jam. But yeah, it wasn't. It was just so much just the bad jokes and just like easy jokes.
I just think that, I think that in a weird way, it's like his accident has killed the Me Too movement because like these women are all saying something about him being a rapist, and then like all the men are like, you can't talk about that because his daughter died in the accident. I was like, well, his daughter is not a rapist.
So basically, every time I Me Too a girl, has got to kill a child after. That's awful.
Well, I'm just at the same time. Is it not his fault that she's dead?
Dude, he was just trying to save some time, man. Like he was trying to get to that.
Let's take helicopters everywhere.
He's just like, listen, man, we need to be on time for that JV basketball game. Well, it's not JV. She was in middle school. That's fucked up. Listen, Matt, I don't want the black comedians to cancel me, so I'm gonna have to cut this podcast here.
Yeah, I might actually fucking trim this episode.
Yeah, you might want to cut the last.
Honestly, though, I do. It is a tragedy, and we shouldn't make fun of it.
Just cut the last 5 minutes.
No, it's a tragedy. We shouldn't make fun of it. No, we're gonna leave it. This is the end.
George Bush did 9/11. The Earth is flat.
Anything else you want to throw in there?
Just gotta throw a bunch of scandals out just to try to cloud this. A bunch of misdirects.
You think Cosby's innocent?
I mean, if we look into each of those 50 women testimonies, there's a lot of conflicting evidence that leads to me believing he didn't do that shit.
I just like how he dresses like he's in Who Framed Roger Rabbit to court.
The thing is, Cosby dressed like a rapist.
All right, I think that pretty much ends our time on the 1000 Comics podcast. It's been fun.